I'm answering a question for everyone that I received when I had one of my Circle Time Success people ask me this question. So here it goes. The question is, should you have a seating assignment at Circle Time? Now, of course, if you're doing virtual right now, you don't need to worry about that. But if you are in person, let's just say, it's not 2020 and we're not social distancing, because that's a whole nother thing. So instead, it's a typical day in 2019. Remember those days? And the question is, should you have a seating assignment at Circle Time? My first thought is, you know what? Kids don't get a lot of control in their lives. Most parents help the child choose what they're going to wear, what they're going to have for breakfast, what school they're going to go to, what they're going to do after school. All of these things mean that a child often feels like they don't have a lot of choices. And so I believe that giving them the opportunity to make the choice of where they're going to sit at Circle Time is empowering. It's one of those choices that gives you a little bit of, I would say, a little deposit maybe into your bank account that you can pull from later, because the child will then feel like they could do something that they wanted to do. They're not being told what to do. So I want you to first think about that. Now, if you've had some scenarios where you maybe have children that shouldn't sit next to each other, then in that case, it's probably best to split those couple kids up and maybe, have them, talk to them at a time outside of Circle Time when you don't have all these kids waiting to find out what's going on, and have a conversation with either individually with those children or together, and talk about sort of what it looks like. Is it difficult for them to sit next to each other? What would be a solution, so that they can start to figure out on their own what it looks like. Where should they sit to be the best learner at Circle Time? So what you're doing there is you're helping talk through the process so that the child, again, is becoming empowered, and you're giving them the tools to be able to make that decision for themselves. So I had a situation one time in the classroom where I had a child sitting across the circle from me, and I can't remember his name. I think his name was Jared. And he was having a heck of a time with this, all the people around him. I think he was, creating some of the noise, but they were not focusing. So I simply, without stopping the whole show, I just said, "Hey, Jared, could you come and sit next to me?" And thankfully, he just, very easily came and sat next to me. And I didn't even say why. I think you probably knew, but I didn't even say why. So we finished up, we went through the whole rest of the class, and right before I was about to leave, he says to me, "I really appreciate you moving me. I was really having a hard time focusing." Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. It was great. But I think for him, and he was just a child who was really aware to be able to say that. But from then on, what was nice was he made that choice to know that he couldn't sit next to these certain kids. So in certain situations, I think seating assignments, putting masking tape down, writing kids' names down is something that for some you may have to go to. But I'm going to suggest to you, leave the seating assignments as something that's kids' choice. Kids' choice doesn't get them a lot. They don't get them a lot. I hope that you have success at your Circle Time, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye-bye.